Hey guys, how's it going? This is BakaShift from OtakuKato.com, and to do something a bit different today, myself, Animelting, and BizarreJelly5 have all gotten together to go through the shows of the Winter 2014 season that we are most hype about. So before we move into the first series, would you guys like to say hello and introduce yourselves?
No.
No. Pat.
Oh, I'm going first. Okay.
And much like with...
Alright, okay, I'll just go. Hey, I'm Animelting. I have a channel on YouTube called Animelting, and that's my thing. Ebbie!
Yeah, as you may be able to tell just there, Pat's internet is a bit delayed. He's in Australia. Last time we did this last season, he was lagging and dropping calls several times, so we hope that doesn't happen again.
I think it was more than several.
But me and Ebbie ran away.
Me and Alan, we're stable.
We're stable. We're stable as a rock, holding it down in the United Kingdom. But with that said, let's move into our first series, being Buddy Complex,
Yes.
which is the latest original Sunrise series, the next thing that they are doing after Valvrave. And you two don't really care about this very much, do you?
Personally, I'm just gonna get this out of the way right now. I don't like mecha and sci-fi that much, so it just doesn't have any appeal to me in that way, I suppose.
It didn't appeal to me until I read the synopsis, and it was just like, the way I read it is, it's about a normal kid who likes swimming, and he meets an invisible girl, and then he gets into a mech, and then it's boom, it's like the Matrix. That's what I interpreted it
Yeah,
as.
pretty much. I mean, the actual kind of... Yeah. The story sounds so similar to so many other mech series I've seen before. It's basically just kind of a guy meets a magic girl, and then robots fight against aliens. But I think, Ebbie, I think you could have a go on this, because it's about swimming in a way, so it might be a bit like
Yeah,
free.
it's gonna be free. It's gonna be the next.
It's going to be free with robots. But, like, the reason I'm looking forward to this now, if you'd shown me this show was coming out last season, I probably wouldn't have cared. Because I didn't like the first season of Valvrave at all, which is the last original Sunrise series. I've said that several times on this channel, I didn't like Valvrave. The second season has done so many things to completely change my opinion on that show. I'm not sure if it's just I've gotten used to it, or if I actually legitimately, or if it is legitimately changed and gotten better. But the second season of Valvrave, I'm just so entertained by, so I'm just really happy to see more original Sunrise, to be honest.
Well, I've never been that big on Sunrise shows anyway, because they do tend to do a lot of mecha and sci-fi. And
Well,
things like
Sunrise
that.
is just like Gundam and then
Well, yeah.
a couple of other things here and there.
But I thought the PV looked really good. But I know for a fact that it's not going to hold my attention for 12 or 13 or however many episodes it's going to be. It's just not going to
Yeah.
hold my attention. So
Well, yeah,
there's no
I
point.
think everything this season is going to be pretty much just a 12 or 13 episode series. So, but that's another thing about this. I don't really think kind of sci-fi mecha series work that well as just 13 episodes. So I think it's kind of strange that this one is, because I mean, Valvrave, I was really skeptical when that first came out, and that was just 13 episodes. But then it had a season 2 almost immediately after. But I don't think, like, because they're kind of meant to have this kind of grand scale, and without having a long length to be able to do that, you can't actually get enough of a story in order to build the world. So I'm not really sure how good it's going to be, but I think it's going to be pretty entertaining, going by original Sunrise generally. But anything else you wanted to say about the Buddy Complex, Patrick?
I just thought that swimming had been shafted a bit in there. There's a couple of other shows with swimming in it, like for no reason. So I reckon swimming is just the in thing at the moment.
Okay.
It's the in thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, swimming's going to be the next thing. Everyone's trying to dethrone Free as the flagship swimming.
You might say it's the freestyle.
It is, yeah. And they'll see us next summer.
Free puns. Free puns. Let's go.
They didn't go away.
Can't do one of these without free fun. Okay, and that's about all we need to say about Buddy Complex. Actually, the only other thing I wanted to say about Buddy Complex is the name of the show doesn't at all sound like it's about robots.
No.
No.
That's all I'll say.
It
But
doesn't.
with
I was ready for a
with
slice
that
of
in mind,
life.
let's move into our next show, which is the yeah, man. So the next series we're talking about is the next thing that Studio Wit have moved on to after doing Attack on Titan, which is Hozuki no Reitetsu. And to be honest, it seems like it couldn't be more different to Attack on Titan if it tried.
Yeah. I feel like this could be a fun little series because it is like isn't it like a comedy slice of life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
thing that they're doing, and I feel like that could be good, but I need to know more about it before I can say that I'm like, super interested. Because the only thing that is keeping me interested right now is the fact that it's the next thing that they did after Attack on Titan.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you look at it being the next thing they've done after Attack on Titan, it's got literally none of the staff. Like, nobody who is involved in Attack on Titan is involved in this show. It's just kind of like they brought in some new blood who haven't really done much to kind of do something completely different, to try and broaden their horizons and kind of limit themselves to not just being the show that makes big, epic shonen series.
I did a bit of reading up on it.
It could end up being amazing.
Oops, sorry, I'm butting in. Sorry.
Pardon, Pat?
I did a bit of reading up on the series. It's an adaptation, and it's currently it's like 10th volume at the moment. It's a dark comedy, and I thought that was interesting. They don't do many dark comedies in anime.
It's a dark comedy.
Yeah, that's what they called it on the website.
Well, I guess it seems like that makes sense. Yeah, because I mean, it's about like things in hell and like I'm guessing like demons and strange things like that. But it doesn't seem like it's like another Mao-sama, which is kind of what all the shows about demons seem to have been like recently, like Mao-sama and all the shows that are trying to kind of cash in on how good that was. This is like seems like it's legitimately about demons and hell, and as opposed to like them coming over and doing things and getting jobs in McDonald's. Shout outs to Mao-sama.
Well, that being said,
I feel like I might...
You go.
Yeah, go for it.
Too late. I'm being pulled. You go. We're going to have a fight.
I don't know. I just feel like it might be really good, but I might not care enough to go through and actually watch it. So I'm probably going to wait for people's opinions on this one personally. Yeah,
I mean, I'm definitely going to check it out because I'm just really, really, really interested to see what Wit can do with something so completely different. And the slew of genres behind it seems quite strange and interesting for it to be like fantasy and supernatural slice of life with all of with the premise they've established. But again, we're pretty in the dark in the moment as to what it's going to be like, and in terms of how it's actually going to unfold. And if it is a slice of life, and there doesn't seem like it's going to go all in being plot focused, but it could be very interesting, and I'm going to keep an open mind because I think it could be quite good, even though from what I can tell, it doesn't seem like the kind of thing I'm generally that interested in, but we'll see. Could surprise me.
I think I'm really going to like Huzuki, because he works for the King of Hell, but he also likes cute stuff.
Oh man, he's basically you, Pat.
Yeah. When did I start working for the
Hell
Hell
you
King?
don't work for the King of Hell and you just like cute stuff. Who knows, man? We don't know what your boss is like.
She's
the other thing that I'd like to bring up about this, actually, is the director.
Yeah.
They've done some good stuff. So...
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, the thing is, Hiroki Kaburaki, the stuff he's done, being Kimi ni Todoke and My Little Monster, completely different to the kind of stuff that we'd expect to see App Studio with.
Yeah.
FYI. So it's just...
I'm really interested to see if it ends up being like, people are like, oh yeah, this is really, really good, because I'm not going to have a lot of time when this comes out to like, just sit down and watch it unless I know that it's really good.
Yeah. I can't see this being something that gets major hype around it, to be honest, though. It doesn't... there's nothing about this show that screams mainstream, like that screams popular.
Well, I'll just wait for people's opinions who I trust, because I know there's probably going to be quite a few people who I know who will watch this. Probably just you, maybe. But...
yeah, probably. Because I watch everything.
Yeah.
And you still haven't taken up my advice from this season. You're not watching Golden Time yet. And you should be.
Really? Go watch Golden Time.
Exactly.
Leave the video right now.
Yeah, you know, after we film this one, before we do the rest of them, we're going to go watch Golden Time and come back.
Okay.
And we'll talk about Golden Time instead of 2014 season shows.
Let's do that then.
Right. Anything more you want to say about this, anyone, before we move into the next series?
I reckon it'll be good.
Okay, and with that we have Maho Senso. And the only real reason I put this show on this list, that I actually wanted to talk about this series, is because it's by Madhouse. And Madhouse shows generally impress me, because Madhouse have very high production quality, and it's just kind of... it's a show about magicians fighting each other, and...
It's Harry
I'm a big
Potter.
fan of Index and stuff like that.
It's Harry Potter.
And, yeah, man, and magicians fighting each other, pretty good, you know. I quite like it. And it's the writer did Ippo and stuff.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
I don't really actually have much more to say about this show.
I don't have anything
Beyond,
to say on it. To be
beyond
honest.
that, literally, I just know it's about magicians and action, and it's by Madhouse, so it should just be a beautifully animated, very, very fun to watch action series with like really pretty lights and stuff like that. Did you have anything at all to say about this, Pat?
Yep, it's about a guy called Takeshi, who's an ordinary guy with a dark past, and a girl makes him in magic. So essentially, I thought it was Harry Potter.
Well, how dark do you think this past is, though? Is it like an actual dark past, or is it an anime dark
It
past?
says
where it's
dark
like,
past
oh,
on
yeah,
a
his
little
parents are dead,
synopsis.
like every other protagonist.
But how dark?
Because generally, dark past in anime means like protagonist disease, where you've just got like no parents and they died, and then there's a flashback later in the series where you find out that his parents dying made him angry and gave him dark hair and a purple eye. And the character designs seem pretty cool. Like the chick in the bottom left of the poster is the spitting image of Saber. So there's that.
Yeah.
But with that said, I want to bury this series and move into the next one because I wouldn't want to act like a fool when I talk about Nobunaga the Fool. And this series,
Nice.
I could not be more hype about. But before I go and gush about why I think this is going to be the best show this season and why it's my favourite show upcoming, is there anything? I mean, I know, Ebbie, you've already said you couldn't care less about sci-fi mega series, so you're
Yeah,
out. Is there
that's
anything you wanted to
pretty
say
much
about this, Pat?
I reckon this one has the best picture for it on the website. It just looks the most interesting out of all the shows.
It does, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't that picture look freaking brilliant?
He's just sitting in the
That's the thing
palm
that
of
drew
a
me in
mech with
initially.
a sword, and it's just someone's chained up in the
Yeah.
background, and it just looks really cool.
You can see he's we can maybe get a picture of what the piloting system is like because he's pulling the same pose the robot's pulling. So this could be like Star Driver.
Oh wait, what?
I think Ebbie's just interested again. So Ebbie doesn't like sci-fi and mecha, but she's
Unless
Star
it's
Driver's
Star
like her.
Driver.
Unless it's Star Driver, and Star Driver's her favorite series ever.
We
Almost
just have to just connect Star Driver to everything.
6. It's up there. But beyond that, beyond the picture looking amazing, one actually read up about this show. I mean, it's by Satellite. That doesn't really impress me.
No.
Like Satellite generally don't have the reputation as being the best thing ever. They've got some standout stuff. But the reason I am so bloody hype about this is it is the next major flagship project by Shoji Kawamori. And for people who don't know, Shoji Kawamori is the brain behind the entire Macross franchise and Escaflowne. And he does mechanical designs and things for pretty much all of the big mecha series that you can picture. He is one of the most influential and important people in the mech genre. And it's been a while since he's been behind the reins, actually fully in charge of a series on its writing front.
You can tell.
I can't wait.
Because looking at that picture, that
think-
neck looks wonderful.
Yeah,
Just-
that's
yeah.
that's the thing that drew me in. Like the mech design on this poster looks freaking brilliant. And from what I can tell, I believe this is going to be more of a real robot series than a super robot series. And I just want some more Broken Blade. Like real robot seems to be such an underused genre. Like everything seems to be all the super robot stuff, all your Valve Raves and everything like that. And Broken Blade, I can't even put into words how much I liked it. I made a review that tried to put into words. It just rolled me screaming for 10 minutes. That's how much I like that series. But I want more of that. I want more real robot. The only thing I'm worried about is that I don't know if Satellite can pull it off
But-
as well as Production IG did, because the animation in Broken Blade is what made it so amazing. But
Can I just say something?
of course you
The
can.
director did Bass Squash.
Yeah, man.
That's all.
Do you like
Bass
Basquash?
Squash is kind of awesome.
I still need to watch Basquash.
It's
For everyone who
about
doesn't know.
mechs that play basketball. It's like sports and mecha in the same thing. It's the same thing.
So it's Gundam beats Kuroko.
Yeah,
so it
pretty
sounds pretty amazing. I don't know why I haven't watched that yet. Because I'm
should
strange like
have
that.
by now.
I really should.
I'm just impressed by the name of it.
But I don't think there's much more I can say about it like that.
Bass
Yeah,
Squash.
man.
Basquash.
And just looking at the synopsis and everything that it's going to be about, it doesn't seem anything too surprising. It's just kind of like East meets West. Big wars between big factions with people and guys with lots of hair and swords being all hot-headed and punching each other.
And they've got to hunt down treasure.
I can't wait. Yeah, I really can't wait. There's even Space Dandy, even everything like that. I am not looking forward to those as much as I'm looking forward to this, because this is my jam. This is what I want.
Okay.
And to go completely opposite of this series, one that could not be more different than it if it tried. Sonny Annie, Super Sonico, the animation.
Alright, I don't know what this is about. Like, you've tried explaining it to me, I still don't get it.
Okay.
I don't get it either.
Nitro Plus are this company that make visual novels and stuff like that. They're just a company that make visual novels and all that jazz. Most notably would be their works that they did with 5PB, being Steins Gate, Robotics Notes, and Chaos Head. Them and 5PB made those games together. So that's why Nitro Plus are quite kind of a big deal. Sonico is their mascot. So as with like Mirai Funaga, whatever her name is, she's like Danny Chu's mascot. This woman here, Sonico, is Nitro Plus's mascot, and she's getting an anime.
Why?
Fuck knows. I really don't know. All I know is that she always wears headphones, and she's got an ample bust.
That was the
There you go, then. That's exactly
that was
what
my
I'm
only
doing.
comment for this video.
Like, come on,
For that part, it's got ample breasts.
and in the PV, she's just she seems like ditzy and stuff, and isn't wearing clothes very much.
Well,
so
you'd be ditzy as well
I'm
if
not
you're like
holding
a
out hopes that it's
mascot,
going to be anything good,
model,
but
game character, musician, and a student.
it might be fun. Who knows? But I'm not expecting much. I just think it's funny that this has been made, and I really think it's weird that that Sonico is getting an anime about Sonico, but there's no like Miku anime.
Yeah, Black Rock Shooter doesn't exactly count, does it?
Yeah, Black Rock Shooter doesn't count. Black Rock Shooter is very loose in that she's not a Vocaloid, but man, I just don't get it. I don't know why this is being made. I don't have anything more to say about it than the fact that I just find it amusing that it's actually being made, because there doesn't seem like to be any other characters, so it's just going to be.
Do you
It's
reckon
literally
it's
just
going to
gonna
be
be
like
her.
a full 20-minute episode thing, or do you reckon it's going to be like 3-minute episodes?
Oh,
of her,
that's
like,
a
ditzing
point.
about?
That's a point actually, because it didn't actually say anywhere. I couldn't see anywhere what the episode length would be. It would actually make a lot of sense if this was a 3-minute short series, like with Puchimas or something like that.
Well,
That would work a lot better, I think, because it'd be quite a good thing. Like Miss Monochrome this season was quite cute. It was just a little 3 minutes, and you enjoy it instead of it outstaying its welcome. Because I'm not sure what 20 minutes a week of Sonico is going to be like. To be honest, I've never had to experience that before.
well, you might have to. 'Cause,
Well, I know I'll have to, because
You watch everything.
I've said it now. I'm going to watch it. Totally going to watch it.
Mm.
And you know what else I'm totally going to watch?
Is it the next thing on the list?
Yeah, it might be. Toaru Hikushi e no Koiuta, which even almost I can't pronounce.
Yeah.
And the reason I wanted to watch this series, and the reason why it excited me, was simply because the promo picture has the same font as the front of the Toaru Majutsu no Index light novel. That's why I want to watch it. Because of that,
Yeah.
because of the font, and it says Toaru in it. I was like, oh baby, it's more Index. But no, it's not. It just sounds like, and from the synopsis, it just sounds like a story, like a coming of age, travelling adventure. A tale of a prince who lost everything, leaving for a journey with no guarantee of returning to his hometown.
That is the
With
synopsis.
hatred and revenge, and meeting several people that taught him about friendship and love.
So does Pat have
And-
anything to say on this show in particular?
It's about friendship,
Okay.
and that reminds me of Yu-Gi-Oh! So therefore, I will watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And Pat, you know what kind of a boat never sinks?
No?
A friendship.
Should have seen
Yeah,
that coming. I feel bad for missing that.
It's because you haven't watched enough Friends. But anyway,
That was off
there's nothing.
Simpsons.
I looked at this poster initially, and I thought it was going to be like a supernatural kind of magic-y thing, just from how the characters are designed and that floaty rock in the background. But it doesn't seem to be about that. It's just kind of an adventure about love and friendship, and that I think is quite interesting.
I hope
Because
it's
just
all about the
fact that
floaty rock.
They're designed like that, and it looks like it's in this in this kind of alternate universe that is completely so far from our own, but it doesn't involve any kind of magic. I think that's quite interesting, because I mean, would you two agree with me that you look at that poster and you read that synopsis and assume that sounds like the setting that would it sounds like a story rather that would be in a setting with lots of like magic and supernatural stuff.
Yeah.
The only thing I can get from the poster is it's about midriffs.
No, semi midriffs.
Semi,
The
yeah.
genres of this one have me really interested because I tend to like adventure shows quite a lot,
Yeah,
and genre and
this-
romance is just like
your
it's
jam.
pretty good.
You know, like Nana.
Yeah, like Nana. Oh my god. But I don't think I know enough about this series to go, yeah, I'm really excited about it, because there was, like, last time I checked, like, 2 lines of a synopsis and a picture.
Yeah, there's very little we really know about it, and as I said, the reason I was drawn into it was very superficial, and isn't really grounded in much. But I'm with you. I think adventure series are great, and I
Yeah.
haven't seen one that really, really hooked me since FMA Brotherhood.
Hmm.
Like, it's been so long since an adventure series has really, really taken me on board. Actually, no, well, I guess Blast of Tempest counts in a way because that's an adventure series, and I quite enjoyed that. But we'll talk about that more in the next video. But there's not much more I can really say about this series. I mean, I'm quite looking forward to it, and I'm actually quite happy that I am. That it wasn't just a case of, oh, I'm being drawn in because it reminds me of something I'm familiar with, and then just like, oh, that's not what I'm interested in. Because if this did involve magic, that would make it infinitely less interesting to me. Because I don't latch onto like this sort of magic. If this was a magic series, I don't think that's something I would really be all that into, comparatively.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
And are either of you falling asleep?
Yeah, she's talking so much.
I really hope it has magic in it now because we've talked a lot about
Because
that.
yeah, because are either of you falling asleep? Because if you are, then I think
God.
you should wake up, girls.
This was my choice,
Next.
wasn't it?
I'm sorry for ever doubting you.
Speaking of tenuous reasons to
For this
want
show.
to choose a
Pat.
show, my main reason for choosing this one, it's called Wake Up Girls, and the acronym is WUG. That is my sole basis.
Wug. Is that why?
Yeah.
I'm watching work
Do you
this
reckon-
season.
Oh my god. We need to choose one of the characters when we watch it, and that character will be called Wug. If there's like a really butch girl or something, it's like, hey, it's Wug. Wug's on the screen again.
That WUG.
Is that really the only reason you chose to talk about this show?
Well,
Pat?
the promo picture looks kind of awesome as well, and the story's sort of interesting. It kind of reminded me of Love Live School Idol Project, because it's about this company that's closing down.
Yeah, it reminded me of that
Yeah.
too, and it made me want to go and set fire to a house that it reminded me of that show.
What? You don't?
you like Love
don't
Live?
want? No, I absolutely hated it. That CG haunts me in my nightmares.
Okay, thank God.
This
Okay.
video was about to end very abruptly.
I'm not going to shout like get angry at people for liking Love Live, but there are shows worse than Love Live that have
Yeah,
come out this
definitely.
year, but none that have made me as angry as Love Live did. Like Love Live is not the worst show that's come out this year, but I felt physically insulted by it. Just like really.
They made it just for you
Like,
to
oh.
hate.
Going off on a Love Live tangent here. like honestly, Ebbie, you've never seen Love Live,
No, I haven't.
and I'm happy for you.
I'm
really
happy
am.
For me
I'm-
too. I
So-
don't know. I feel like this show could be like one of those really cutesy, like slice of life, like everyone has been doing for years now.
It's got
So
7
there's
characters
nothing
though.
that special about it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for me, best case scenario is it ends up being something a bit like, what am I thinking of? A bit like Tari Tari.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully, that's kind of literally the best possible scenario, is if it's a little bit like Tari Tari.
So
And
long as
obviously,
they
worst
dress
case
up in
scenario is if
superhero
it's anything
outfits.
like Love Live. But the only thing is, I don't really feel like I'm holding out much hope for it because Studio Audit haven't done much.
No.
I think, they did Black Rock Shooter and failed miserably at that. And the only show that they've done that I enjoyed, that I like, is Kanagi.
Yeah,
And
that's
if
very good.
and Kanagi seems like it's a show that fits into this thing's genres quite well. So if this could be something in the vein of Kanagi, I could really get behind that. Because Kanagi was a series I watched years and years ago and thoroughly enjoyed it back then. So
Can I just say, really, really quickly, that the writer also wrote a show that I watched, which was pretty bad, called Amnesia.
Ah, you
So
didn't
I
love
don't know how I feel
Amnesia?
about that. I just connected with the
What?
main character so much. You know, she doesn't have a name and all that.
She's called Heroine.
Amnesia. Amnesia's almost as good as Diabolic Lovers. Almost.
I need to watch Diabolic Lovers at some point just to rip on it entirely.
But Amnesia was so good to
wouldn't
watch to
advise it.
hate.
It's like It's not very good at all. But that's my very, very PG-13 way of describing Diabolic Lovers, is that it's not the best anime that's aired this year. just gonna say that much.
On a scale of Cowboy
yeah, I
Bebop
mean,
to Love Live School Idol project?
It's more on the Love Live School Idol project side of that spectrum.
Got some sweet
Yeah.
CG
I'm
in
not gonna
there.
lie. That's a good scale that you rate on that, Pat. I give this a Diabolic Lovers out of Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, I think I've just discovered my new rating system.
But I mean, there's not really much more I can say about it than that. The only thing that kind of gives me a glimmer of hope about this is that the writer, though they did Amnesia, they also did IMAS. And IMAS, very similar, almost identical genres to this series, almost identical in theme. And IMAS was great. I really liked IMAS. The Idolmaster, the animation, to use its full title for anyone lost by me calling it IMAS. But that's, as I said, best case scenario is if it ends up a bit like Tari Tari or a bit like IMAS, but worst case scenario is that it's within a kilometre of being like Love Live.
I look forward to watching
Hopefully it's
Wug.
not, but we'll see. But all I can say is Wug Banzai. And I think that's all we need to say about that series before we move into a show that is strange that it's by ARMS, Wizard Barristers.
Yes.
Because that PV,
It was really good.
yeah, like I looked at this on the chart. It's by ARMS. It's going to be about boobies and screaming, much like Sekai de Ichiban. But this series does not look like it's about that. It's about exploding buses and magic floating bicycle things and cool character designs and lots of stuff that looks very interesting.
And Magician
which was
Court.
surprising.
Magician Court.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
I'm really
not
excited
gonna
about
lie.
this one, yeah. Like, I didn't care, and then I was like, well, I guess I'll watch the PV, you know, and be prepared and all that. Oh
Yeah.
my god, that PV is so good.
Yeah, it was. I was really surprised by how good that PV was, and I mean, it's an original series, so we don't have any source material to base it off of. And aside from it being by ARMS, the only other thing in the production that I can really talk about is that the director did Galilei Donna this season, and I'm really enjoying Galilei Donna.
Yeah.
And this also seems like a series that could be kind of using some of the same themes as Galilei Donna very loosely. So I'm definitely a lot more looking forward to it than I was when I just saw that it was by ARMS. Because ARMS, they're not great, but
They have
done some
alright
standout
stuff.
Yeah,
stuff.
they've done some
they have
stuff.
done some really good stuff here, and they're like, I haven't actually seen it, but I mean, I've heard so many good things about Mao Mao Yusha.
I've seen 2 episodes of it, and it's really quite good. It's not
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
caught my attention enough to marathon the whole thing, but
Yeah, like I really need to check out that show before the end of this year, because everyone I've spoken to who's seen that show has just said so many good things about it, and just basically said that it's completely against what ARMS usually do, because
it's about
ARMS' jam
economics.
is just boobies.
There are
ARMS
some
is just-
pretty robust chests in that series, but it is mostly
don't-
about like economics and how the world works and stuff, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
So
Well, the same thing with this
Yeah.
show. Like you look at the PV, there are some fairly ample bosoms in amongst the cool buses exploding, but that's fine.
Yeah, I like
I'm
that a
fine
lot.
with eclectic ample bosoms as long as that is not the plot.
A lot of this video, though, is
In fact, I
talking about
welcome
ample
eclectic
bosoms.
ample bosoms.
People want, yeah.
that's
And,
how we're
um,
going to end this video, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Is there anything more we want to say about that, or are we going to end the video on the note of ample bosoms?
Yeah.
I think we should end it on that.
I like that it's set in 2018. It's set in 2018. That gives us 5 years to have wizard
Yeah, that's
players.
quite specific.
Yeah.
It's like 5 years. It's actually predicting the future.
I'm looking forward to my hover car and exploding
But
buses.
with that said, yeah, man. With that said, that about wraps up this first video. This is the first of what is going to be a series of 3 videos across all of our channels. So today we looked at the first half of the TV anime that we were looking forward to. Tomorrow, if you go over to BizarreJelly5's channel, you'll see part 2, which is going to be on the other half of the TV shows, TV animes we are looking forward to. And then the day after that, it's going to be over on Pat's channel, and that's going to be sequels, OVAs, and movies.
Woo!
So if you want to go and check them out, we'll put an annotation on the screen now. If you're watching this on the day it's uploaded, those won't actually actually be going to anything, but in a couple of days' time they will. And with that said, I have been BakaShift from OtakuGato.com, and joining me we had Animelting.
Hey! Hello. Was I supposed to say something in there?
I thought that was just you lagging out like a boss. It's just us sitting there awkwardly, silently staring at our cameras for a split few minutes.
I waved.
It was nice to be on your channel, BakaShift. Thank you very much.
That's cool. That's cool.
Thank you.
You should go subscribe to these two because they're lovely and I like them a lot. And with that, so long, farewell, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.